Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester, good people. How are we? Once again, another day, and we're off. Yes, we have here more about schools' curriculums. This is going to become a thing, folks. We need to get those parents energized and ready to eviscerate the critical social justice extreme lunatics. Well, there's only critical social justice. It's just an extremist thing in the schools who are absolutely attempting to make your children into tiny little activists that will, go turn against you and society as a whole. School curriculum designed to install racist notion of British identity. Teaching union accused of waging war on white Britishness with claim that lessons are based on narrow government-imposed dogma. Britain's biggest teaching union is to claim England's curriculum installs a racist notion of British identity. Well, that's what we're going to explore this morning. Before we do, please do become a warrior teacher starting in April. Yes, it's going to be a good one. As always, buy me a coffee. Subscribe to my Substack. It's on offer at the moment, $2.50 a month. Go help me out. So, teachers at the National Education Union, that's the NEU to those external to the UK. This is an annual conference next month. They'll all get together and be like unionish. Solidarity forever. They used to do good things, the union. You remember that? Teachers at the National Education Union annual conference next month will call for lessons to be based on equality and social justice rather than dogma, and push for an anti-racist curriculum. So in other words, what they're saying is we want our dogma. School teaching should not be a dogma. Teaching should not be dogma at all. So if you're going to teach critical social justice, it should be a discrete module itself that comes under the module about other cults, like the Scopsy and Charles Manson. So Charles Manson, the Scopsy, critical social justice. Because the only difference between those two is that the Scopsy disappeared over 100 years ago and stopped cutting people's balls off. Charles Manson disappeared best part of 70 years ago when he stopped killing people. And critical social justice hasn't killed anyone yet. Or has it? If you know of somebody that's been killed in the name of critical social justice, oh yeah, hang on a minute, we've had some school shooters, haven't we, who were infested with trans. I honestly don't know what to do with this, but it's about time that parents woke up. I know I keep saying it. It must be annoying for parents to listen to me, but please do get your head around what's going on. One motion set to be discussed at the event in Harrogate will claim many curriculum areas do not fully represent the histories, perspective and contributions of diverse groups in our society. So what? So what? So what? They're British. If they're here, they're British. Then it's British history we're interested in. The good things about British history and the bad things can be taught so that children can consider things. But we're not having your fetid template placed across everything, which is what you want to do. And you are a cult that does that. A cult of critical social justice. You've got to call it out wherever it is. We're now at the point where we all have to. I put that Soldier Janitsing quote up yesterday on my Substack and on my Twitter. Wake up, people. Wake, because if not, you'll get exactly what you deserve. Right? It's not the time now not to speak up, just so that you can maintain your cozy lifestyle. It's just so bad now. You need to start saying things. In the same motion, the union will call for a curriculum that is culturally reflective and makes all students feel valued and empowered. That's code for equity, by the way. And all students are valued and empowered. That's equality of opportunity. But they won't be valued and empowered by this because it's equity, in which case they flatten everybody to the most stupid. Not happening. In the second motion, staff will say that current curriculum is not based on the holistic needs of the child. There you go, there's another one. But on narrow government-imposed dogma and was designed to install a racist notion of British identity. The holistic needs of the child. Get your therapeutics and your psychology out of education. You interfering, gender-addled, race-wrecked grievance gerbils. Get out. That's all I can say. Teachers' criticism of what children are taught comes as the government commissioned curriculum and assessment review published its interim report this week. In it, Professor Becky Francis, who is leading the review, says the curriculum needs to do more to deliver equality duties and ensure that all young people feel represented. Needs to do more so in other words, that they want to go beyond the law. Stonewall law. They want to go beyond the law in all things. Interesting. So Professor Becky Francis, intersectional entrepreneur that you are, is that what you mean? The review cites pupils who claim they have encountered negative portrayals that can be disempowering and demotivating. Yeah, we should show that to everybody. There should be negative portrayals of everybody. Nobody gets to not be the villain. Nobody. And I don't care if you're disempowered and demotivated. If you're disempowered and demotivated by something you see or something you read, then you need to control yourself. I don't care how old you are. Honest to God. Despite the issues identified by the interim report, students from black and Asian backgrounds outperform white pupils in England schools. So what's happening is the NEU goes, hang on a minute, oh God, no, listen, the coloured ones, they're outperforming the white ones. What are we going to do? No, where'd you get that from? I've got the latest figures here. Well, that goes against our narratives. What should we do? I don't know. What? Hang on, let me have a think. Let's just ignore it and pretend that everything's racist anyway. Brilliant. Nobody's paying attention. And the problem is that many people aren't paying attention. The NEU, which has nearly 500,000 members, wants to see black history added to the national curriculum. Just fuck off. All right? British history does include black history. British history includes Chinese history. British history includes all sorts of things. We're not making it specifically race-based so that you can keep rubbing your grievance knob until you eventually, shoot out masses of God knows what when you reach peak ecstasy of critical social justice imbibing. These frothing at the mouth lunatics shouldn't be anywhere near a curriculum, let alone anywhere near your children. It is absolutely dangerous. It points to Wales, where the teaching in Wales, of all the places to point to, they've got the worst education record in the country, haven't they? It points to Wales, where the teaching in schools of black, Asian and minority ethnic histories and experiences is mandatory and teacher training is being decolonised. Do you see it yet? Do you see what it is? This is a cult. In England, current history lessons drawn up under Michael Gove in 2013 have been described by some activists as whitewashed version of UK history. Teaching focuses predominantly on British history. Yes. And what's the problem? Key figures and chronology. Yes, absolutely. Although topics from world history included. Well, if it includes all that, why are you bothered? God damn it, of course you're bothered. Because you need the template of critical social justice over the top so that you can create the mini activists that will then rebel not just against their parents but society. I see you. We just need more people to see you. Objections have been raised to the requirement for schools to actively promote fundamental British values, democracy, the rule of law, individual liberty, and mutual respect and tolerance. The requirement that was introduced as part of the counter-extremism prevent strategy in 2014. The National Union of Teachers, which became the NEU, levelled accusations that the concepts of British values could lead to cultural supremacism. Critics on Saturday accused the NEU of declaring war on Britishness. It goes on to rattle on about white guilt and all sorts of bloody nonsense. So if you want to have a look, go and have a look. Links are in the doobers as usual. The problem you've got here is that the NEU is running on the basis of equity and cultural and moral relativism. Our culture is better. Our morals are better than people that rape children en masse, and it's allowed to happen because you can marry one at 8. Right? Our culture is better of a culture that throws gay people off buildings or hangs them or publicly flogs them. Our culture is better that doesn't bury women up to their necks and stone them. Our culture is better that can't control the corrupt government that it runs under. There's a reason we're so successful. It's because we're the best. And that's not about cultural supremacism. It's about we recognise what it is that we need to do, essentially based on fundamental Judeo-Christian ideas, like it or not. We've got the best society in the world. And the NEU, just mirroring what the government are doing with education, the NEU, instead of going, why have you been so successful? Why have you got such luxury? Oh, it's because we followed this. They're going, no, you must impose everything on everybody so we're all equal. They want to bring us down to the lowest common denominator. They will have this country as a hellhole before they give up. I tell you now, along with Bridget Phillipson, who won't follow the example of Catherine Birbal Singh because it doesn't fit with her ideological worldview. Wake up. Because this is so dangerous to your children. They are coming for your kids, folks, and I sound like a lunatic, but I'm getting rapidly to the point where I'm going to give up. What's it going to take to get you off the bench? What's it going to take? Other than that, go on, come and join us on the Warrior Teacher Programme, and I'll see you later, all right? Have a great day. Bye.